Hi everyone and welcome to Leaders Lounge. I'm Zainab Siddiqui, your host. Today we have a very special guest with us, Professor Shreya Rao. She brings 18 plus years of corporate HR experience from companies like Tata Motors, Mahindra and Mahindra and Canon India. First of all, ma'am, thank you so much कि आप हमारे podcast में आए. So, ma'am,
It was my pleasure.
So, ma'am, the first question is first we go with this podcast. I have so many questions for you with lot of students, and I'm come with very prepared with all the questions. So, ma'am, are you ready?
Absolutely.
Thank you so much. So, ma'am, so first let's understand what HR as a career. I mean, a lot of people know that HR is hiring people and firing people like that. But what is HR as a core? Because I've took like HRM classes with you, and HR is a broad spectrum, you know.
Absolutely.
So, can you give like a brief introduction about HR as a career for a person who don't know anything about HR, just know that HR is a position in the corporate.
Okay. So I think HR has a lot of facets, like you said. At the core of HR lies people. Okay. Now, what I have realized is that, and through studies, you will also realize that people is actually the key differentiator when it comes to making that organizational success, right? So you can imitate technology, you can imitate strategy, you can imitate people, you can imitate processes. What you cannot imitate is the knowledge, the intrinsic knowledge that employees bring, that people bring to the table. So HR is actually a very influential and one of the most strategic functions in the organization that ensures that people are driving organizational success. So HR is not only about people processes, which is hiring and firing and payroll. Those are also important, let me clarify, but it is much more than that. It is managing talent. It is creating, as HR, you are the custodian of the culture, right? You are making a positive culture that drives innovation, then that drives growth. So if you want to be in a field where you are making a difference, where you are directly making an impact to the organization, I think HR is one of those fields. It is actually a unique blend of psychology, of business strategy, leadership, organization behavior. So a lot of things put together is what HR is. And if you're one of those people like me, who don't want to just do run of the mill things, who doesn't want to go where everybody else is going, you want to make a difference, and you want to create an impact, I think HR is the best field for that.
So, ma'am, when I study HRM, you are my teacher, very great teacher. So, ma'am, there was a lot of HR is a broad spectrum. You can go into different
Absolutely.
job description, and people are not very aware about these things.
Sure.
So, if a person wants to go into HR, what are the demanding jobs in
Okay.
HR itself?
Okay.
Can you give?
Sure. So I think other than hiring, which people know of, or paying salaries, which people know of, there are a lot of functions in HR. Talent management. I'll first, I think, just list down the functions.
Yes.
There is talent management, there is performance management, there is compensation and benefits, there is employee engagement, right? And with recent advent of technology, HR has changed drastically from the time it was personal department to today. It has changed. So what HR now is all about analytics, it's all about digital transformation. So technology has impacted HR in a big way. So all of these functions that I spoke of, digital transformation is now getting interspersed with all these functions. So if you talk of PMS, there is a software that PMS is done on. If you talk of learning and development, there are a lot of softwares, a lot of LMS, management system. So all of these functions are now moving along with technology. Now after COVID, there was this huge interest that people had on employee well-being, right?
Yes,
उसके पहले सिर्फ physical health आप ऑफिस आ पा रहे हो नहीं, that was important.
Yes,
But after that, even आप ऑफिस आ गए.
Gen Z culture.
Correct. But what is your mental well-being,
ma'am.
right? How is your mental health? That has become very important. And like you said, you are Gen Z, I am early millennial. There is a huge gap between
Yes,
us,
ma'am.
isn't it? So HR also has to now ensure that they are managing this diversity. Diversity and inclusion is another big thing where HR is actually creating functions out of it. There are D&I champions who ensures that you have a diverse workforce, you have policies that are inclusive. So yes, like I said, it's not only hiring, there is a lot of other functions that are coming up in HR. analytics leading the way in
Yeah,
all
a
of
lot of
this.
people are going for HR analytics, you know.
Absolutely, there are a lot of certifications available. There are companies like SAP that kind of give certification in HRIS, which is a Human Resource Information System. So I think digital transformation, HR analytics, these are some of the in things that are coming in. Employee well-being, again, people are concentrating a lot. A lot of resources are going into ensuring that your employees are happy, they are motivated, and they're giving their best to the company.
I think Gen Z want that
Absolutely, absolutely. And yes, I think Gen Z brings a lot of, there are some problem areas also, like you hear in the news. But yes, what I like about Gen Z is that they're very clear in their thoughts, right? They know what they want to do. So that is something that organizations have to now gear up to.
Thank you so much for advocating towards Gen Z
No, no,
because हम
absolutely.
लोग ये Gen Z कुछ नहीं कर सकते workforce में कुछ
So in fact, my daughter will be now generation alpha, right? So I have to now gear up. So between us, there's a lot of generation gap. But I think as society, as organization, we have to understand that the new workforce that is coming in, their expectations are totally different.
Yes, no. So, ma'am, you talk about courses and skills shaping. So, I want to know if I want to be an HR tomorrow. I'm a BBA student, so a
Right.
lot of people have this question about do I have to do an MBA or
Okay.
do I have to do certification courses? Is MBA really required? Because a lot of people don't want to pursue MBA because
Okay.
they don't want to spend too much 2 years of their life
Right.
also in
Right.
college. Mindset are going different way. Earlier
Right.
it was like as many degree as possible,
Right.
but now
Right.
things are changing. So what are your opinion about it? That MBA is required after BBA or any graduation to enter?
So see, unfortunately, there's no one single answer for this. What I will say is that MBA, it's for me, it's not a degree. It's just not only a degree, right? What MBA does is that it gives you a good foundation of business and management. Plus, you have 2 more years, isn't it? So after graduation, you are spending 2 more years specializing what you want to do. You are also maturing as an individual, so that maturity of that individual is more important that MBA brings, right? More than just a degree. I will never advocate you to do MBA for the degree, but yes, I advocate MBA because it gives you, like I said, it kind of builds the foundation. It also accelerates career growth. Now, like you said, things are changing, but things have still not changed completely, right? There is still a career ladder where you have to progress, right? So what MBA does is it accelerates your career path. In terms of specialization or in terms of HR work, there are a lot of work that even a BBA graduate can do, right? But these certifications, most the degrees that we are talking of, kind of builds your foundation. Your foundation becomes much more stronger, and from an operational kind of a job, you can move to a strategic kind of a role very quickly. So this is what it does to a person. You kind of open it, the bandwidth increases, is what I'll say. So the answer to the question is that it is always beneficial to do an MBA because of the reasons that I've just mentioned. Of course, someone who has 2 more years of education kind of also comes with a slightly more salary package, which people are also interested in, isn't it? The kind of job that is expected will also change, right? If you're only a graduate or you are a postgraduate. So yes, there are some these are traditional school of thought, but I think these are required as per me because it helps building your foundation. More importantly, I teach BBA graduates and I have interacted with MBA graduates, and I remember when I was an MBA. So I think the maturity level increases is what I'll say. So that is one of the benefits of doing MBA. Certifications, of course, helps you, but certifications, some of the certifications, like I talk of, it's called GPHR, it's called SPHR, so Global Professional in Human Resources or Senior Professional in Human Resources, you should do only once you enter HR and you have gained some experience. Other way for BBA is to get into HR, do some roles, take a couple of years of experience, and then do a post graduation. So it kind of then builds your entire foundation. So that is what I would suggest.
So, ma'am, if I want to, after my graduation, if I want to join the workforce, so how I'm supposed to build the resume? What skills should I need to add on to those in the resume?
Right. So see, when it comes to building your HR skills, right, there are some skills which you can't probably showcase on the resume. Things like your communication skills, right? These are very basic skills, but again very important because HR is interacting with people.
Yes,
You know, most of my career in 18 years, I think if I have to, distribute the time, I think 10 years I have only spoken. Okay, so your communication, your articulation is very important when it comes to HR. So that's a skill you should definitely build on. Then there is something called as data analytics. With so much of data coming in, right, it is very important that you as an HR professional, you understand the tools, the software, but you also understand what the data means. So sometimes, you know, understanding the tool is okay, it's a hygiene factor, but are you making sense out of that data? It's very important for a HR person, right? So like you said, what certification? So you can do certification in data analytics, you can do certification in HRIS, HR information system, if you want to go towards that field, right? So these certifications will help you grow. Other suggestions that I'll give to students is to register in a lot of HR networks. So there is NHRDN, which is National Human Resource Development Network. Then there is ISTD, which is your Training and Development Institute. So you can, kind of enroll there. There is one magazine which is called People Matters. It's a very good magazine, a quarterly magazine. People should subscribe to it. Right, you get to read about thought leaders, HR leaders, their articles come, what is happening in HR, what new is happening in HR. So I think you have to improve your holistic development. So your skills, right, your soft skills, your technical skills, your reading, how much you know of what is happening around you.
Psychology about.
Absolutely. If you're interested in psychology, in human behavior, read some, some books on those. We have a psychology department here. Maybe take some help from them if you want to understand, right? So there are a lot of ways in which you can build. And like I said, these skills and these certifications definitely helps you stand out. Internships is another thing which definitely, you will get at least an exposure what HR means. Right now we are just talking of HR, so Zainab only knows HR or what I have taught you, right? But if you go and do an internship, तो आपको पता लगेगा कि HR, the person, how does the person spend the day, right?
Yes,
I've seen a lot of funny reels on Insta saying, what does HR do? Karta kya hai HR? So you'll probably understand what HR does, which is way beyond just making rangolis and Diwali function. So you'll understand and probably it'll spark your interest.
Yes, ma'am. So, ma'am, after my graduation, if I don't want to do my MBA right now, I want to join the workforce. So, what are the entry level jobs that I can look for? What are the titles and what are there to do something? What are the structure of the job and how can I excel in the field itself without doing MBA? Because a lot of people who want to do MBA, there's people who want to do MBA, but there is another school of thoughts that don't want to go to MBA because some people have financial issues, some people have responsibility, some people don't like to study.
Right.
So how can we tackle that kind of what the entry level jobs we can go for, and from there how can we reach to the top?
Okay, so some entry level jobs are there in HR operations. Okay, HR ops basically means once an employee joins in, the completion of their formalities, you put them on the system, you make them on HRIS, you enter them onto HRIS, you do their induction, you are on their onboarding. So this is a part of HR operations. Sometimes you handle their overall career growth. So in the employee life cycle, आपके साथ जब भी जो भी चीज हो रहा होगा, there is a person in HR ops who's documenting. So documentation, ensuring that everything right is happening. There are a lot of laws, right, in our country, ensuring that those laws are being met. आपकी salary है उसका 12% basic, जो 12% of basic is going into the PF trust is very important. It's a law, but someone has to ensure that this is happening. So that HR operations, like I said, you can. That's an entry level job that people can do. Then there is recruitment specialist, right? Now hiring is very common in HR, but it's like the bread and butter, right?
Yes,
so if you don't hire people, there are no people to do sales, you don't get revenue, you don't get salaries, right? So hiring again, very important function. So recruitment specialist, you can join as a recruitment specialist. So we have taken a lot of freshers into recruitment because you can learn on the job. You can learn how to do screening, how to post jobs, how to sit in interviews, conduct interviews. So that's another one. You can also join as, say, L&D assistant, like learning and development assistant. You might not get into directly into learning and development and start, facilitating sessions. You may not be able to do that as a fresher, but what you can do is you can help somebody who's slightly more senior in the company to make learning plans, okay, training plans. Someone has to make plans, isn't it? Someone has to monitor them. Someone has to ensure that things are happening. If you are an employee, I have to ensure your training plans are met. So someone has to do that as well. So these are some of the roles. Another upcoming role that I just saw is HR analyst.
Yes, ma'am.
Right? So that's it's booming, and that's something that a fresher can do because he would have had some exposure in certifications and can take up this role. So these are, I think, some examples that I gave and some roles that a graduate or a fresh graduate can look up to.
So, ma'am, when I was talking to people who want to get into HR, there is this one question that I stumble upon. See, she is very passionate about want to get into HR, but ma'am, she have this dilemma that कि बाकी fields जो है, for example finance, analytic, business, marketing, they are slightly beneficial as a financial point of view. HR doesn't give that much of a money kind of thing. You know where I'm going. So how someone with so much passion, but she wants to have money because everybody wants money. So how can you tackle this? Is there an opportunity in HR when you can fulfill your financial needs also and your passion also?
So the first answer is yes, you can through HR get financial benefits. You can, you can earn as well, sometimes even better than your counterparts in marketing and finance.
I have to change my stream
now. However, there is this big thing which people expect a straight answer, but life, as we know, is slightly complex, isn't it? So your salary is also a function. It's not only a function of what specialization you are taking, it's also a function of which industry are you going. Are you going for a manufacturing industry? Then HR of a manufacturing industry will of course earn a little less than HR who's working for a consumer durable or for an IT, right? So the industry that you are choosing or you stumble upon the industry also plays an important role in your salary. Now, one thing which people don't understand is even if your starting salary is low, assume that you are in HR, your starting salary is 3 lakhs. Does not mean that 3 lakh will only become arithmetically, it will progress. No. Initially, you may progress a little lesser in your salary, but once you move into strategic roles, right? Once you have done certification, once you know what is your expertise, which field am I known for, which field do I want to contribute, and then your salaries can grow in geometric progression. We've read about arithmetic and geometric, right? So शुरू के साल में भले आपका सैलरी बहुत नहीं बढ़ेगा, मेरा भी नहीं बढ़ा था, right? I started with 3 lakhs, मुझे 6 आने में 9, 10 आने में time लगा, but once I hit 15 lakhs, right? Then it kind of doubled. Every 2-3 years it will double, right? So this is the way in which, of course, the organizations that you are joining, it depends on it. पता चला आपने organization join किया, वहाँ recession आ गई उस industry में, तो आपको उस साल increment नहीं मिलेगा. So all of these factors are there, but what I will tell this, and especially to your friend, I will say that after a while, life is an equalizer. Equalizer मतलब होता है 15 साल बाद, 20 साल बाद, most of us will be in a similar situation, right? What will financially at least, अब बहुत ज़्यादा difference नहीं होगा. What will matter is did you pursue your interest? 15 साल बाद आपको ऐसा नहीं लगना चाहिए कि अरे यार मैंने ये कर लिया, मुझे कुछ और करना चाहिए था. Because then money will not become very important for you, right? You will start paying attention to other things, whether I'm doing something that I love, right? Or am I just pushing myself to go to office? वो ऐसा नहीं होना चाहिए. Is why I will suggest, I will recommend, I'll guide my students. आप पहले अपना interest area देखो, पैसे देखो. I'm not saying, I also know money is important, but your interest area is the most important, because after 20 years you will earn a lot. Okay, that's given. If you are focused, you will earn that money. But after 20 years, you cannot change your interests, right? You cannot move back in a different profession. I have done that, but not many people can do that. So then you should not kind of regret that what did I do just for a bit of a few lakhs here and there, right? So all I'm saying is that HR also has a lot of strategic roles, something like human resource business partner, okay, or the certifications which I mentioned, SPHR, GPHR. This will actually add value to you as an individual. Lot of foreign MNCs look towards these certifications, right? So if you have these certifications, you get some extra, that monetary that we are talking of also gets an impulse. It will be propelled, right? Your other areas which are very niche, I would say niche compared to other functions, like compensation benefit. Again, something, if you make your expertise there, you can be paid very well, right? Then comes HR consulting, right?
Yes,
You must have heard of companies like Aon, right? Mercer, Gartner.
Yes,
Now, these are consulting firms where if you work as HR consultant and you go to clients, you work on their projects, you earn a lot. I mean, these consulting companies pay you a lot. So actually, after my 15-18 years, if I had to compare कि मेरे जो MBA के साथ वाले थे, where am I financially with respect to them, I have not found myself to be lower than them. Some of them in finance, banking वगैरह से मुझे ज़्यादा ही मिल रहा था, So like I said, life is an equalizer. Maybe 2, 3, 4, 5 years, you will see difference. After 10 years, 15 years, if you are focused in your approach, somewhere life that will equalize. You
So,
will be at equivalence.
passion is more important than
Absolutely, absolutely. I'll say that find your passion, money will follow, right? If you do the other way around, then you may end up with money, but you may not be a very happy person, right? So I think both things are important.
So, before wrapping this up, ma'am, if a student is a newbie, complete newbie, a student, first year student, or for that matter, third year student also, if they want to get into HR, so what are the advice you give? You have 18 plus years of experience. What kind of advice you give you who wants to be in this field?
Okay. So I think I've said this, but I'll kind of reiterate that you have to focus. So there is something called as competency. हाँ, मैंने शायद क्लास में पढ़ाया होगा. आपको अपनी competency पे ध्यान देना है ना. Competency is a combination of knowledge, skills and attitude और attribute जो हम बोलते हैं. इसका मतलब आपको knowledge पे तो करना ही है. You have to read books, right? Like I said, People Matters, online magazines पे subscribe करो. Improve your knowledge on HR कि HR में क्या क्या fields है, HR में क्या क्या new trends है. So that is your knowledge, right? Your skills होती है आपकी data analytics, which I said, learn about more new tools, even BI, like for example, BI you would have heard of. BI has gone into HR also.
Yes, ma'am.
All HR systems are now on software. Okay, there is HRIS, HR information system, जो SAP है, PeopleSoft, all of these have HR modules. So if you know, if you have a working knowledge, if you can do certifications, then you improve your skills. Your communication skills you can work on. Wherever you get an opportunity, HR Club I think does a lot of say case study,
Yes, ma'am.
presentations.
Yes, ma'am.
Go and present there. You may not win, you may win the last prize, that's okay. You will get an opportunity to present. You will improve your communication, presentation, engaging with the audience, very important as part of HR. And finally, your attitude, which I'll say is the most important, to not kill that curiosity, to always have a mindset that I want to learn, right? No matter what, I want to learn. Also, I want to adapt. ठीक है, आज के दिन में ना people are very busy. Even if you join as a fresher, they will expect कि ज़ैनब कल से चालू हो जाए काम पे और results लाने लगे. Now, how does Zainab ensure that without having any experience, I am productive from day one? How will you ensure? You can ensure it by being adaptable. By quickly learning, by you have to be a fast learner. You have to quickly understand what is happening and then move on, right? So I think adaptability. आपको different organization में different bosses मिलेंगे. Some you will love, some you will hate, right? But you have to
Yes.
get along with them, right? You have to understand, you have to adapt yourself. So which I nowadays I tell, I mean, not to you guys, but I find it even in my daughter. She's very very hell bent that this is my opinion and I will not change my opinion, right? But I feel that you have still not seen a lot of world. You still have to gain that exposure. So be a little open to new
Open-minded.
ideas. Absolutely, don't be closed. Don't say ये नहीं करना, ये है, ये अच्छा है, ये बुरा है. Don't make judgments, right? So I think you have to just be always curious and learn and adapt to the situation. So this is my final
Thank you
recommendation.
so much, ma'am, for coming. These are the few questions, I asked a lot of people, but there are still people who have lot many questions. So
Sure.
how they can reach you?
Sure. So in the university, I think people know of me, and I sit on the second floor. For others, my email ID is shreya.raut@christuniversity.in. I'm also there on LinkedIn, so you can reach out to me anyways, and even anytime. I think I will encourage students, if they have any doubts with respect to HR, in fact with respect to anything,
Yes,
a
ma'am.
corporate life, they can come up to me, and I will, at my best, I'll try to help them out.
Thank you so much, ma'am, for coming and help us.
It was my pleasure. I had a fun time.
Thank you, ma'am.